Here are 10 tips that will instantly make you better at the game. Enjoy! Let's start it off with a simple one. Energy is important. Your entire early game is governed and controlled by how much energy you have, so you should always spend your energy wisely. However, there are scenarios where you might go to sleep with a ton of energy, like just after a festival, for example. What do you do? Well, don't you dare sleep with a lot of energy. Use it on anything, even if you are just chopping down trees on your farm or just cleaning up some debris on your farm. Use most, if not all of your energy in the early game. It will seriously make a huge difference if you often see yourself low on resources. Crop enhancers are great, but they have their own quirks, especially with regrowing crops. Speed grow will cause your crops to grow faster. This is great for crops like starfruit, but it is important to note that for regrowing crops like ancient fruit, the speed grow will only affect the crop until it has fully matured. After that, the speed grow will not reduce the time it takes to regrow the fruit. Now for fertilizers. Fertilizers will increase the likelihood that a crop is of a higher quality. This is also pretty good for single grow crops like sweet gem berries. However, for regrowing crops, it will only impact the first crop for crops that produce multiple crops. For example, if you use fertilizer on cranberries, only the first cranberry will be affected. Luckily for us, ancient fruit will always only produce a single fruit, so fertilizers work pretty well on ancient fruit if you are not planning to process them into wine or jelly. Our inventory is incredibly limited in the early game. Often we are faced with difficult decisions. Which fish do you throw away? What item do you discard in the mines? Yeah, it's pretty rough. Luckily, we can simply purchase a backpack upgrade for 2,000 gold at our favorite scammer, Pierre. However, I would advise against buying it until you have reached the annual egg hunt festival. And it's pretty simple. 2,000 gold can get you 20 strawberry seeds. That is insanely valuable for both gold and farming experience. Rather wait, suffer, and manage your inventory carefully and spend all of your money on strawberry seeds. It is what I usually tend to do. Okay, I'm going to show you the strangest inventory tip out there. If you are in the mines and have absolutely no inventory space left, just drop a couple of items on the first floor of the mines. Yes, just right here on the floor. Then continue on with your mining adventure. Your inventory will probably still be full by the time you are complete with your deep dive. So just leave your items on the floor and go to bed. When you come back to the mines, those items will still be there. But this will only work if you do not quit the game. So remember to collect your stuff and save before you quit the game. Okay, so you already know that the quality of your crops has absolutely no effect on the final price after processing. For example, gold quality ancient fruit will still produce regular quality wine. So it's usually best to process your regular quality crops first and maybe even sell the higher quality as is if you have a good supply of crops. However, the same is not true for casks. If you place a higher quality wine or cheese into a cask, it will continue to age the artisan product from the quality that it was placed in as. More specifically, placing large milk into a cheese maker will always produce gold quality cheese. If you then place the gold quality cheese into a cask, it will continue aging from gold quality on its way to iridium quality. Abuse this for tons of profit. Iridium artisan goods always sell for more, especially goat's cheese. I love the forest farm. It has tons of forageables, open space to plant crops, and so much hardwood that we will never know what to do with this stuff. It's great. But look at this little gift over here. There is a hidden path right over here that will allow you to access your hardwood easier. What can I say? The forest farm just keeps on giving. But it isn't the only farm with a secret path. That's right, the beach farm. Down here by the tiny bit of grass, there is a hidden path that will give you access to the ocean. You can catch fish here, but more importantly, you can get an awesome fishing present, a painting of a boat. Getting iridium ore is so easy. Just duplicate a bunch of jades with your sheds full of crystallariums. Trade those in for staircases at the desert trader on Sundays. Spam your staircases in the skull cavern until you reach floor 200, and there we go. Tons of iridium ore will be there just waiting for you to collect. Can you spot the problem with the statement? What if you do not have tons of crystallariums? Well, in that case, just be really good at the game and reach floor 200 with your pro gamer skills and get iridium that way. What? That isn't really any better? Fine, I got you. I tried this really odd method and it surprisingly worked. First, wait for the best possible luck day and then use any luck enhancers that you have. Then enter the skull cavern. If you see iridium ore on the first floor, get it. Otherwise, immediately leave the skull cavern and re-enter it. Now, I will be honest that it is really rare for iridium ore to spawn on the first floor. However, if you time this perfectly like I am, absolutely no time will pass while you are doing this. So you could, with some practice, enter and leave the first floor in the skull caverns hundreds of times within a single in-game day. Even though it rarely spawns iridium, this method will still get you a decent amount of iridium. You won't get a ton, but you will get enough to create your first few crystallariums. Here is a weird one. Put up a brand new playthrough, grab some wood and run over to Robin's carpentry store and build a cabin. It only costs 100 gold. Then bring out your controller and add another player in split screen. Then use the second character to collect the parsnips and drop all of the tools and the parsnip seeds into a chest and then log off. Now you will have double the parsnip seeds on the first day in a playthrough, but you will also have extra tools to use when Clint is upgrading your tools. Now you do not need to worry about timing your tool upgrades and whatnot. Spare tools go a long way. Additionally, you could do this 4 times to start the game with 60 parsnip seeds. This is absolutely overkill, but it may be worth it in the long term. Do you ever play Stardew Valley with random people or play with your friends when you know they are absolute trolls? Yeah, I do it all the time when I play with you guys. But there's something small that you can do to protect your loot. Just grab a chest and place it up against a wall like this. Leave a gap between the chest and the wall. Then place something right next to the chest like a TV or a fireplace. And this is the most important step. Place a bookcase in front of the chest. Wow, would you look at that? Your chest is mostly hidden and you can still freely access it. I don't know how useful this is. I just thought it was cool. As you know, ancient fruit are crucial for a long, profitable playthrough. But what if you manage to get an ancient fruit seed on the first day in a brand new playthrough? Well, check out this video if you want to see how. Thanks for watching, but for now, I will see you in the next video.